Seattle Seahawks last year, they were third in the NFC West, a 9-8 record in the offseason. Pete Carroll, he is no longer there. That era is over. Mike McDonald is the new head coach. He comes over from Baltimore, where he was the defensive coordinator. The number, according to DraftKings, is 7.5. Raphael, it is juiced way to the over at minus 150. We going over, under with Seattle.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked that the over is minus 150. I love this under right there. You said Pete Carroll's not there. It's a new regime, and I'm just not sold on this new regime. Their offense going to be okay. Defense going to be really, really bad. Yes, they won back-to-back seasons with 9 wins, but that streak ends this year. Just not sold on that defensive side of the ball. And I just don't think Mike McDonald, not the singer, but the head coach, is not going to do what Pete Carroll did to motivate that team when they're going to need it. So they're going to be playing from behind a lot. So I'm not sold on the Seattle Seahawks this year. I know we have a Seahawk fan in the chat. I apologize, but this is going to be a long season for you this year.
What did we talk about, Raphael? Stop.
I just want to apologize to the guy.
I like a little edge to my Raphael. A little edge. Little edge.
Sorry. Feel bad for the guy.
Yeah. We'll get over that. By the way, Soupy is keeping it going as always. It's like telling the joke and then explaining it. Coach could spot DG 10 points in a game to 11, and I'd still take him at -2. Kind of like Debo Sanders. Doesn't make sense. I understand what he's saying, but the math doesn't make sense. So DG, as a frick, continues to go after you. How about you tell me? We going over? We going under with Seattle?
Yeah, I'm going to go under as well. And for the same reasons that Raphael was talking about, you're talking about an offense that's going to be fun. So if you're a Seahawks fan, I think the offense is going to be more fun this year than it was last year. But I think Geno Smith is going to come back just a tiny bit. But also that defense is not good. Losing a guy like Bobby Wagner as your linebacker, the kind of the heart and soul of the defense, that's going to hurt. And so I know I love, as Joe Everett's saying, Ryan Grubb, who is with the Washington Huskies. That is the reason I like the offense. I think the offense will be fun, but there's no way they get out of the first 5 looking good. And at that point, I think they keep trailing down from there.
I like it too. All right, so we got a couple going the same way. Big Cheesy says, Debo Sanders, who the heck is that? Maybe show up live yesterday and you would know what we're talking about, Big Cheesy, out there on the lake. All right, Seabass, big boy, coming over to you. We got 2 unders so far. Where are you headed?
I'm on the over on this one. For the simple fact, like Raphael and DG both said, the offense is going to be fun. And we've seen this before in the league. You can win games with a good offense. I think they're going to put up points this year. I see DG's play there, Raphael's play for their props there, both of which I liked. I actually like them at 3 games in that first 5. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I've got them at 9 wins. So I'm going to take the over.
Wow. So we got 9. So we got 1 over, way to the over, a couple games to spare. So, Charles, are we going to make it even or 3-1?
That's 3-1. I'm on that under 7.5 wins as well. Because just looking at the schedule, the schedule makers didn't do any favors. Lions, Packers, Bears, Falcons, 49ers twice. The Rams and Cardinals will always be tricky. Then Jets, Dolphins, Bills. So, yeah, I could see 7-10 max as well. Rookie head coach and Geno at quarterback. Yeah, give me under 7.5 for the Seahawks.
All right, solid 3-1 there. Raphael, go.
Just for Seabass, last year the Seahawks were 4-1 on points or wins with 3 points or less. With a bad defense, I don't see that going on this year. I just think their defense is going to probably lay some bad eggs.
Wow.
I look at it like Pete Carroll he's an offensive guy, right? He's not. I don't look at him as a defensive guy anyway. Not that this new regime is, but I don't know. I like I said, I like him at 9 wins again. I've actually got them second in the division. So
the discussion that you're hearing right now.
Let's talk about it in week 12. Put him on the board.
Well, Seabass thinks he's going to be around in week 12. That's a good assumption. That's a big assumption right now. That's all I'm saying. But that discussion that you just heard, the little back and forth as they discuss their plays and why they think teams, you can hear that on the brand new DTL the podcast, which launches on Tuesday. Make sure you download everywhere you get your podcast, and it's global. So if you go to New Zealand, guess what you can still hear? DTL the podcast. You're welcome. Now it's time to talk about props. Props for the Seahawks. Raphael, I'm coming back to you. There are no apologies for the props we're playing today. Where are you headed, sir?
Yeah, Demi DK Metcalf. DK had a really good yesterday. I hit this prop bet yesterday, and DraftKings decided not to do their fee. So if you're a DK, had a great day yesterday. But I just think the way the Seahawks defense is going to be so poorly that their offense is going to need to be on the field to catch up with their bad defense. So I just think Metcalf and Geno Smith would probably have big numbers. Not saying good years, but big numbers. So I'm just taking this one. Metcalf would easily do this. His back-to-back seasons he's done this. So I'm a little bit shocked that this wasn't a little bit higher, maybe 1,020 or something. But wow, just price with Mullane only 3 nickels. I thought that was way bad of a number.
I like that too. You really find some good ones here over the start of this 24 days of the NFL. Real quick, I forgot to tell you that AB, who's off today, he's on the Seahawks under, and then Tyler Lockett, the other big-time wide receiver for the Seahawks, over 4.5 receiving touchdowns on the year. That's plus money. I love this play too. He's been severely underrated his entire career. That entire Lockett family going back 25 years to Kansas State. I covered them when I started in Wichita, Kansas. All the Locketts, very underrated. All right, Raphael's gone. AB is gone. Charles, let me come over to you because we're going to go the other side. What do you got?
Devin Witherspoon. I'm going to grab over 1.5 interceptions. I was looking this up. He only had 1 last season, which was surprising, and I expect this defense to be on the field pretty much a large majority of the game as well. So I think he can get at least 2. Devin Witherspoon over 1.5 interceptions at plus 150.
All right. Tony likes Raphael's play. See if anybody likes Charles's play. Seabass coming back over to you. You're playing and this is one of the new bets that a lot of sports books are getting creative with. Why did you find this one? And explain it, please.
Again, back to me liking their over 7.5 wins. Just looking at their schedule, the first couple of games are pretty easy here, in my opinion. I think they go to New England and win. We'll give them the loss at the Lions and a loss for the Dolphins, but I think they beat the Jets, and I think they beat Denver in the opening game. So I like them at 3 wins.
All right. DG, what say you?
Yeah, if you look at the schedule, just like Seabass was talking about, if you'll move your mouth while I'm talking, so it seems like that you're talking. Denver, they're going to open up with Denver at home, which is fine. But if you go look at the rest of the schedule, they go to the Patriots. I'm not saying that's a hard game, but then you have the Miami Dolphins, and then you go to the Lions, and then you play the Giants and not the Jets. I just think that they have to have 2 wins there in the first 5, and that's it. I don't think there's any way that they're going to have 3+ wins. And so that's why I'm there at the plus 250.
All right. By the way, Soupy loves Devin Witherspoon. This kid, last year, if you don't know who we're talking about, he came out as a rookie and played like an all-pro, like right from the jump. He is a shut-down corner. He says, I think he's ready to establish himself as a top cornerback in the league, maybe the top quarterback in the league. I love me some Witherspoon. Charles loved that play. By the way, we've got some people already getting in the showdown spirit, wanting to go after each other back and forth. Don't worry. We got a little bit of competition coming in the NFL season, and we're going to be doing a lot of things for charity. So if we have showdowns in the chat or with the crew, all the money will go to Saves Wings starting September 5th.